either early game, especially heal too, because when you don't got much hit points, it's actually pretty good for roaming through TOF.
Yeah, pretty great startup. Now, I think those slots 2 and 4 are going to be out of reach for the red mages, at least before promotion. So
Chain rolled +1, so that's good.
Yeah, some good armor for them.
And it looks like Min's the first one out of the gate, heading for Topher.
Yeah, we don't have any tents, so this is always interesting. Do you check chests or not? I tend to not check the chests in Topher if I don't have a save item.
I always check, because you always want money at the start of the game. And if you find a good $4,000 to $5,000 gold chest in Topher, that's going to give you money for level 2 spells.
Sure, but you might get wiped out if you don't have any way to take the enemies, as both of the runners decide to go straight for Garland and clear him out.
The Bane's not working on poppadux, but we got the key and the TNT.
I love getting the key right off the bat like that, and the TNT, that's good too. Those are 2 easy inner sea checks. We get some additional resources, like you were saying, those early resources are key, and Min's about to let us know what that is.
Yeah, because any amount of cash here will set you up for the first part of the game. Bottle,
Yep.
not a really good key item. Look, there's the cash you need, and a Bane sword. Well, let's go!
Yeah, I'm selling the Bane sword, although look at all this money. They are just swimming in it.
You don't need to sell the Bane sword anymore. Bane sword not usable till promotion, so... But that's going to be a good something for your fighter to do while he's just sitting there twiddling his thumbs without a weapon.
Yeah, an extra Bane cast, if you're hard up on Lich and Tiamat, it might come in handy. But I think we're going to get some interesting take here. Now, if you've got a TNT, do you think about going left, or do you still go right and go to Vicky first?
I still go to Vicky. I go to Vicky. It depends, I guess. It almost depends on how much money you have. Because there is 3 chests you can check at Matoya along the way. Because I like to have money for level 2 spells.
Yeah, me too. I mean, they've already got that. The only reason I can think of for going left is if you're worried about losing to somebody who executes better than you and you're just hoping for RNG to turn in your favor. But yeah, the high percentage play is to go right. But look at this, Min is going left.
Well, I mean, he might go left, check what it is. If it's nothing good, just reset and start at Canaria and then head for Vicky then. And you can always come back and pick up whatever the TNT was later.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good use of resetting can definitely work in your favor with these pod flags.
That's probably what I'd do if I was in this situation. But then again, that's why I am no good at the game.
This coming from somebody who went super deep in the Winter Double Anti-Bingo, ladies and gentlemen, as Min decides to raid the treasury before checking the item.
And see, that's another good reason to come this way, because you never know what good item you're going to pick up here in this gold bracelet. Iron armor, I mean, come on. We sure this is a math girl seed, or what?
Yeah, I heard those were supposed to be difficult. Now here's another thing, Warp's going to come in handy, you can get out of here quickly, but we did get a whammy with that item, it is a chime, so Min just lost a bunch of time against poppadux.
Yeah, but he's going to make it up on the back end, because now he's got better armor, and it looks like he's heading south. Oh, we were just playing out the bridge boss, I guess.
Yeah, or seeing the bridge boss and thinking that doesn't want to give up the time. I mean, this is a runner who is just trying to scratch together every spare second.
Oh, it's a Danny seed? Oh, well, then this is wrong. This is way wrong. I mean, you got the Bane spell, you got the Bane sword. I mean, you might as well just Bane everything.
Yeah, definitely. This is a Batman seed with all this Bane going on. We are going to see what Vicky has, and I get the feeling it's going to be a vanilla ship.
I don't know. I'd like to see something along the lines of the Adamant here.
That would be funny, because then poppadux would probably want to head left and hit the dwarves, and probably keep going left at that point.
Looks like Min is going to hit up Matoya here. Matoya's got some bucks, a heal staff, and a heal.
Yeah, it's a bit of a conservative play. I don't know if I'd go for that. poppadux finding the canal, so we do have progression on the right side, but without a ship, we're not going to be able to use that.
No, so this is looking like the ship's either landed in Crescent or maybe even Ice. Or Marsh. There's always Marsh.
Yeah, there's always marsh. So easy next step, of course. If it's me and I don't have levels yet, I'm going to go down and check Crescent first. I'm not going to attempt ice this early. What do you say to that?
Yeah, definitely. If you don't find the ship by the time when you're at Bicky, you always head down to Crescent Lake. Because if you get lucky at Crescent Lake and you get an inner sea item like the herb or something, well, you're really on your way. Ooh, life 2 at level 2.
Yeah, level 2 paying dividends. We've got life 2, as you mentioned, also wall, and fire 3 is going to be a useful sweeper in black magic.
Yeah, because you can't bane water enemies, so it's probably best you have something for the water.
Yeah, and the fire's good to have too. With this seed having Marsh incentivized, there's a good chance that they'll end up down there. If I've got fire 3 and warp, Marsh is trivial at that point.
Yeah, like Marsh is probably... Marsh is only going... You probably only go Marsh if you're still looking for a ship by the time you're done Crescent Lake.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that. There's a couple of items that you might or might not need depending on what your strategy is going to be with these pod flags. And a lot of times you will end up in a situation where you can leave the inner sea and you sort of know that, well, okay, maybe the ship's there, but you have the floater already, or maybe the ruby's there, but again, you have the floater already. There's some things that kind of become useless depending on what you get early on.
Yeah, it looks like poppadux is going to turn in this TNT and check his stuff as well. So, not a bad play because he can hit Elfland from the south. I mean, they got so much money. It's not like, it's not like you're worried right now. And if the vendor item is something in, say, Crescent Lake, who knows? It could be something that leads to progression. We know it won't be the ship because you can't buy a ship in a store. You can find it in a box, but you can't buy it in a store. Doesn't really make sense, but...
I didn't know that. The ship can't be a vendor item.
Ship and canoe. I mean, we got a free canoe here, but the canoe will never be the vendor item along with the ship.
Interesting. Well, you learn something new every day when you hang out with the old schoolers like the Hangry Canuck, chat? So we're having a good time here. We're watching these runners go. Min is going to be the first to give us a look at the Crescent item.
Yeah, I'm thinking this is probably going to be the ship, but in all accounts, this could be the floater. I have seen the floater here before.
Sure, it could be the floater, and then the ship's in Ice Cave or something like that.
Or the floater's for sale. Nope. Real estate market's pretty cheap, though. House is only 1.7k.
It's a decent price. I don't mind that.
Silver bracelets roll kind of low for that price. Looks like Papa's already in Marsh. Making the Galaxy play here. Let's see what he comes out of it with.
Yeah, and this is where, as Min picks up the adamant at Crescent, so you almost called it. It was a Crescent, not at Bicky. So this is going to be interesting because Min's already been there. Heading down, does Min have the floater?
Unless he bought it in Provoca. I didn't really see what Provoca was. No, he doesn't want to take the canoe. And I understand this, because at low levels, the monsters in the river are way worse than what's on land. Papa, big brain play, ship and Marsh.
Yeah, and I'm liking Papa's route more and more. That's an interesting point you made about taking the land route versus taking the canoes. With only Fire 3, it does make a lot of sense.
Yeah, because you hit Hydras. Hydras hit like absolute monster trucks. And they'll wipe out any one of your characters in one shot.
Well, sure they do, and so do Gators, and you can get them too, right?
Yeah. Plus on land, like you said, you got Fire 3, so you can take out the enemies easier. So I like Min's thinking here instead of taking the river.
Yeah, I'm going to incorporate that into my play for sure. Although oftentimes you end up with a Lit 2 or something, and in those cases I might want to go through the river and just take my chance with the piranha fish.
Yeah, I'm the type that I like to grind as I go along. I fight everything at the start. I fight every single thing I can, and then by the time I get to the end, hopefully I don't have to make a long grind for my mages, so...
Yeah, well, take a look at this. We've got very important black magic at level 3. Brack and Temper both landing there.
And Quack.
Yeah, that only matters at double anti-bingo, Canuck.
I don't know. You can get rid of Lich pretty easily with some quack.
Speed bump's never a problem, no matter what.
Oh, speed bump can be a problem when he double nuclears you.
Can Lich 1 have that?
Oh, yes.
Learned another thing today, folks.
Lich is part of the 4 fiends. He can have anything the other fiends have.
Yeah, I'm drawing some ire from the cake boss in chat here. I'm gonna want to walk this one backwards as we find fast at level 4 black magic.
Fast and quad X at level 4, and there's the Oxy Ale for sale. Now that's not bad because the Oxy Ale's not needed at this point, and they're probably going to do other dungeons before, so there's not much sense in wasting your money on the Oxy Ale right now. Not until you get out of the Inner Sea at least, because Minh can't because he hasn't been to Marsh. Papa can.
Yeah, no, I'm just waiting for my opportunity to jump in here. You're absolutely right. I do like having the Oxy Ale early, though, because in this flag set, I find myself getting pushed down to that northern continent early a lot of the time. It's good to know that we have access to that Oxy Ale somewhere.
If I'm talking too much, just tell me to shut up.
I would never dare. I would never dare.
Anyway, Minh is going to check out the key locked. Maybe find a grind here.
Yeah, and it's a smart play. You want to know if you could find a grind anywhere, even without a lot of items. It helps to get some early levels so that you can get functional and handle some of those fiends if you do get seared down. But Minh prioritizing boxes over the trap tiles.
Oh, that's not a bad idea either, because you never know, you might come up with something good. But now Minh's going to come across his ship, because he is heading towards Marsh. I mean, this is the only place he can go right now. So yeah. He's probably disappointed, but...
Yeah, no, and I understand that. I did just want to make one more point on the Oxy Ale at Elfland. One other good thing about it being there is that you can get at it from below. So if you do get outside the Inner Sea and you start heading down towards Ordeals in the northern continent, you can kind of stop back up in there without really going back into the Inner Sea. So that's kind of nice too.
Yeah, plus if you get an early floater somehow, well then you just fly back anyway. So right now we have Papa going through what Minh went through, and Minh going through what Papa went through a few minutes ago. So there's not really a lot to talk about. We know what's going to happen. One's going to find the ship, and one's going to find the Pro Ring. Run, Black Mage, pump those little legs.
I didn't see the X-Cal -5 the first time through.
Yeah. Well, the Red Mages can use it, but only when he promotes. I think the Red Mages had plus Excalibur as their blurs, but you still have to be promoted to use it. And a -5 Excal is probably worse than half the other swords in the game, so I can see them selling that for money if they need it. That would be great money for your Oxy Ale right there.
Yeah, I am not a big fan of the Oxy Ale, and certainly not when I'm running with a black belt as poppadux is doing. So he's probably going to vendor that pretty quickly as we see him dip into Melman for the first time.
Yeah, not much in level 5 white, but there usually never is. And just, Lightning 3, that's good for the water anyway, but that's promotion locked, so we won't have that for a while. Is Papa... Yeah. Papa is going to make the Urk play here because he's got the black belt, so he's interested in finding a grind right now.
Yeah, and I don't think that Papa checked the Northwest Castle tiles. That might have been a smart play if he'd been thinking about it, but look at this, maybe heading back to do that now.
Ooh, Pro Rings for sale for 11k, that's not too bad.
Yeah, fair price for protection from death.
Oh, you can bane water enemies. Learn something new every day. So now that you've got access to the Outer Sea, you have everywhere. Do you make a cheeky ice play, or do you go towards Ordeal's waterfall?
I go straight to Ordeal's waterfall, especially because I know where the Oxy Ale is and I have an Excalibur I can sell to get it. I'm not even stopping to think about that because the ruby could be in that ice cave. It's almost certainly there.
Your floater could be sitting there waiting for you.
Could be, Could be, but I like going down to Ordeals because there's a lot of checks down there. There's Ordeals itself. There's the waterfall cave. There's the vendor item if you haven't seen it, but we have. And then there's C if you're really scraping the bottom of the barrel.
No, I agree. Those are all 100% good points too. But it looks like that's what Papa's gonna do. Gonna grab the Octail here. Doesn't quite have enough, so he's gonna have to go sell something right quick. Nobody wants to go to Sky Serenus.
So Min is actually going to bypass Ordeals and go straight to the waterfall.
I mean, I like this play. He doesn't have the Octail though, and Papa just left without buying the Octail. That's weird. He didn't have enough money, but he does have that X-Cal he could sell.
It's easy to forget about vendor here. That's a mistake that I've made a lot of times. I'm not accusing poppadux of forgetting, but I will say that more times than I'd like to admit, I've got a Vorpal in my inventory, and I have no need for that, because...
And those Hydras are why I don't like the river.
Yeah, they can hit pretty hard, can't they?
They always do, for some unknown reason. There's certain enemies in this game that always hit hard, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, so look at this. Pretty good magic. Cure 4 and Fade at level 6 white, but I think none of that's going to be available to our red mages, at least. So without any white mages, neither of these parties are going to be looking at too much white magic after this point.
So does that mean I can expect you to go to Sky early tomorrow, Sar, if there's a early chime kicking around? Do some metagaming tonight?
Canuck getting ready for, of course, a pod match against Sar, which is coming up tomorrow. It's going to be at 6 p.m. Eastern Time on Speed Gaming versus Sardia, who is here in chat.
Alright, Min is going to hit up the waterfall, and it looks like Papa is heading for Volcano. This is a rather interesting play. I think what Papa's after right now, like I said, is the trap tile. He's going to check all the trap tiles just to see if he can find his grind, so he'll have it done.
Yeah, I do not like going into Volcano at level 7. Basically, poppadux is pinning all of his hopes on finding a trap tile. Now, there is a good chance he'll find one, but bypass is the first one altogether.
Yeah, well, that first one matches the one, I do believe, up top.
On the 3rd floor down. Yeah, it does come back.
So Min now making his way through the waterfall here. In good shape. He's got warp on his character, so he won't have to come back out of the waterfall.
Yeah, and I like Min's play better than poppadux. Chat saying, maybe it's an armory raid. But poppadux is rocking a black belt comp and has a lot of money, so I don't really see the need for opening a lot of boxes. Yeah, there's stuff you could find, but it looks like if poppadux's strategy is not yet clear to me, I'll put it that way.
Well, the way I see it with a black belt is, gold bracelets and pro rings are always for sale. So you can outfit your mages, for sure. And with the black belt, you need a grind, so you want to track trap tiles. The only thing I can expect is he's hoping for a free ribbon along.
Yeah, and that'd certainly be real nice. Min does find both the Ice Sword and the Vorpal Swords. They both rolled down quite a lot. So I'm not considering either of those viable. And I'm with you. I'm not in the Vorpal camp even in the best of days, but when it's -3, that's a money sword.
Not even worth money. It'll probably sell for about 2k. The only thing that's good for is throwing it out the sky window.
Yeah, again, Canuck, we're not playing double anti-bingo here. This is spring tournament. We got to readjust our mindset here. We got to get back into that beat at all costs mentality.
Clearly, you've never seen my race where I threw the sword out the window just to pick on Falconic and Will.
I did not see that race, but that sounds delightful.
Either way, Papa is making the ice play here. And I didn't see what the robot gave Min.
It gave him the herb.
Okay, well that's not too bad. That's another check, so... Looks like he doesn't have the Octail, so we can't go see what's in C.
I'm thinking that herb might just turn into the floater. Something tells me.
I'm taking a tier of ice. I'm taking Papa made the smart play.
Okay, you're calling for the vanilla floater. I think it's going to be a ruby.
Vanilla floater in the middle chest of the bottom row of the 6th row.
That's a pretty specific call.
Feeling lucky.
So now what poppadux might find down here in ice is a grind. We haven't seen any good ones that I can really recall, and there are quite a few of them down here in Ice Cave.
Yeah, there's 5 trap tiles in Ice Cave. 5 different trap tiles, so there's a good chance there's usually a grind down here. But the thing about the grind down here is you still gotta get out. That's the worst part of a grind in Ice Cave.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And if you're well stocked up for heal pots, it can work, but I mean, I think we just hit level 9, so it's going to be tough to get all the way up to 42. And if you're up to 32, you're not really out of the woods in terms of death spells, as we see Wraiths of Stone Touch.
Plus, you have to kill enough so the Black Mage can actually do it on his own.
Yeah, that's the other thing. You got to get your grind started.
Your Black Belt have to be at least 20 to 21 before I'd even think about leaving him on his own.
Yeah, but poppadux making good use of that Fire 3 anyways should be able to find all of the chests. Even if we see a grind and we can't take it, at least then we know where it is.
Yeah, that's something else. If you pre-scout the grind, I mean, you can always come back later if you're feeling pressured in Topher. And I like Dangwoo's strategy too, because he's not that far down, so if you warp out and save, you're going to keep those levels. This way here, if you hit a bad tile, see, he's not even checking the trap tiles, so this I don't agree with, especially with a Black Belt.
Yeah, you only really get one pass at Ice Cave in these flags. You're not going to want to come back just hunting for the grind.
Looks like Min's having a little trouble with this maze here. It's throwing him for a loop. He's not using Warp either, so that's kind of funny. It'd be a lot easier if he just used Warp. Oh, Images with Nuke! See you later, Papa.
Oh, now that just goes to show, I mean, taking Ice Cave at level 9 is bad enough. When you've got Images with Nuke, and I think we saw Glance as well, I'd even start to wonder if maybe I want to back out of this. But poppadux is showing a lot of bravery, while Min, on the other hand, confirms that we are dealing with B-side tiles and finds the best grind.
Well, once Papa goes, Mages with Nuke too! Oh my god, the Ice Cave sucks.
Yeah, get out. Get out of there.
That is ridiculous. And once Papa goes to Ordeals, well, you know he's hitting 50. Oh, the guy's got Glare! And it's fire!
That complicates matters, and we don't have access to life magic. So that fighter's gone, and that was probably what Min really wanted to get levels on.
Wow, Ice Cave is not nice. And Papa's noping out of there, and I don't blame him. And these eyes are just giving him the business here.
Now, Cyrenus in chat is saying that the first spell is Nuke on the Medusa script. If that's correct, we might see that Nuke again, because I think there's 3 copies of the Medusa script in the game.
So now, do we know the eyes have Glare? That almost makes that a dangerous grind with a Black Belt. Because at any time you can get hit. And if you get hit, well, there goes your grind. So I don't know if the eyes are going to be a good grind now.
Yeah, well, with a pro ring you can make it work, but it's going to have to be something you get later as Min picks up the loot in Ordeals.
But man, Ice Cave, and those Images show up in Earth. And those Mages, they show up in Sky. So, this is, it's rare you get to see 1 Nuke in a seed, but we've actually got to see 2 now.
Yeah, and we haven't even seen the endgame fiends. So, something tells me this is going to be a bit of a nuclear seed on this iPod matchup here.
And 4 worms. So, Ordeals has the grind spots. And if the worms don't have anything dangerous, they're probably better than the eyes. But We'll have to see what Papa does when he gets there.
Well, I mean, that is another fantastic grind tile. I think it's the one that has the most experience. What makes it normally more or less desirable than the eye grind is the fact that the worms are difficult to kill. You have to be pretty high level to start taking them down, as Minh picks up the crown in Elfland.
Yeah, gas dragons are actually the most experience-rich tile, because they actually broke the experience counter when this rando first showed up. They had to actually fix it.
I was not aware of that. That's factoid number 3 that I learned today. So 4 gas dragons beats out 4 worms as Minh buys his Oxyale at Elfland.
Yeah, I think the 4 gas dragon tile underflowed the experience one time, and it just got messy from there.
Right, so you beat 4 dragons and you get 123 experience?
You get 123 levels, you mean?
Oh.
Alright, looks like Papa's gonna buy his Oxyale, and Minh just bought his, so I wonder if we're gonna see dual C plays here.
Yeah, now, at least one of them has been to the waterfall. I think that was Minh. I'm not sure if poppadux has seen that yet.
No, poppadux hasn't been to the waterfall because he doesn't have the herb. But Minh is going to turn his crown in, and we're going to see what Astos is holding on to. I'm still hoping for the floater down in ice, so it's impossible to get at this point in time.
Yeah, that would be pretty trolly, as we get a look at the... I didn't quite see that, but it didn't look like floater.
No, I went too fast, but it'll show again once once Astos goes down.
We have the chime already.
Ooh, the ruby. Well, poutine. Poutine! Woo!
Canadian shouts out. I like it.
Poutine, fries, gravy, and cheese curds. There's nothing better. Or matzo fries, as people know it as, but we call it poutine here.
Yes, sir. So Minh taking another look and probably going to check these trap tiles now.
Peas are good early. Oh, maybe not.
Yeah, at this point they're no good to Minh, and they're far too difficult to kill. Poppadux, though, finding a single Tyro.
He's an Earth Cave, so this is one of the Earth Cave tiles. But these Tyros can usually roll high, so it might be a little bit hard and take a lot of his resources just to get rid of them.
Yeah, but if you can get your black belt high enough that he can deal with it, that's a really safe place to take a grind, and probably doesn't have glare like the eyes do. So this is potentially viable.
Well, let's see what's on the second tile. That was only the first. Oh, it looks like he's just going to stick with the Tyros. Can you break
I'm
some
with you.
state?
You want to take a look at the next one anyway, but maybe just wants to see how easily they are bracked.
Don't think they're too easily bracked. Meanwhile, Minh's back in the ship, and I think he might be heading for Earth as well. Or, who got the poutine? Who got the poutine?
So the poutine is the ruby, and it was in Astos had it, I think.
So that's Starda on the table for Minh.
Yeah, you don't see that a lot, but it can happen in these fights because a lot of times you get the floater before you get the ruby. In this case, we got the ruby first, which means that, well, that could be where the floater is.
I'm still hoping it's an ice. Oh, Tyros are food and friend. Looks like he lost Boom, but that might have been out of, that might have been what he wanted to have happen. But I don't think you can solo Tyros with a black belt at level 12.
Yeah, you're going to need some more than that as Poppadux heads back. It's a little bit of a trek to the nearest clinic, though.
Poutine is sweet, though. I don't like that comment too much. Zeus Gauntlet, not a bad pickup. Free Lightning, too.
Yeah, that can be helpful to have, especially if you haven't done C yet, which they haven't.
So we're about 30 minutes in. You're still not in the air. You still don't have a dungeon down. It feels like you're getting nowhere quick. What are you thinking at this point?
Well, basically, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to avoid getting the item in C. So whichever one of these runners I am, if I haven't done Ice Cave, I'm going to do that. If I haven't done Ordeals, I'm going to do that. But you and I, we've seen everything. So we know that the progression pretty much has to be in C. If it's not the Ruby turn-in, that's where it's going to have to be.
Me and Sky, Ice. Sky, Ice, or C right now is holding on the floater. And I think I'd rather go to Sky first because there's a bigger bulk of boxes there. And yeah, you might come across a better weapon or some better armor quicker.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I think the case for Sky versus C, it's kind of a pick-em. I tend to prefer C most of the time because there's fewer boxes and I feel like you can get lucky on your way to Kraken. But yeah, you make a perfectly good case for Sky. I mean, there's a lot of chest density there, especially if you're running with a fighter. You're happy just to open boxes.
So the tail was at the blacksmith. So that's not good for poppadux right now because he's not going to want a class change till after he gets his grind done. But once he goes to Ordeals, he knows where his grinds are, so that's just all a matter of time on his end.
Yeah, a bit of a whammy for poppadux. The only real advantage to having that tail is a little bit of an experience boost. I find the experience boost, though, is pretty negligible. In this flag set, it's more about just finding a good grind and being able to take it.
Well, a key item would be 10% more, so I mean, if the eyes are giving you $5,000 to pop, with one more key item, it's $5,500. It would add up after a while.
Isn't it 5% with these flags?
Or was it 5? I thought it was 10.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to check. I thought it was 5, but...
See, I don't read the flags, so that like, the only flags I ever read when I run a seed is incentivized. Everything else doesn't matter. As long as I know what's incentivized, I go with that.
Yeah, fair enough. So Chadbert in chat checking in with 5%. And yeah, I think that's what it is. poppadux is back at Provoke, and I didn't see why. Did he need to buy a spell or something there?
I think he went into the spell shop, yeah. So Minh is now making his way back to C here. So he's not going to go to Sky, he's going to go to C. Dangwoo, do I really look like a guy that ever has a plan?
Yeah, so Minh going for looking to do a vendor check first, but we've already seen the vendor item, so maybe just looking for some houses or something.
Yeah, he's up here, he might be looking for... Yeah, that's what it was, houses. I mean, you don't need to save money anymore. You bought your vendor item already. So money is not really an issue anymore for these runners. Aw, Dangwoo loves me. But either way, it looks like Papa is now heading towards C or Ordeals. Nope, he's going to hit the waterfall first, but eventually he'll make his way to Ordeals, and I can see him stopping to take a grind one way or the other.
Okay, so get your guesses out in chat. Is it left side or right side item? Minh is gambling on the right side.
Now, see, I like to go left, because if you get the God Sea and you find the item on the left, you're good. And either way, you gotta take down Kraken, so you might as well go that way first. It's gonna cost you, but I mean, he does have warp, so he might be thinking he can get down there quick and get out, and maybe if it's on that side, then he can just go straight to Kraken.
Yeah, no, it's again, this one comes down to personal choice. Best I know, I don't know any stats on it in terms of number of boxes, but I'm also in the left side first camp. I like going left side. I feel like it's easier to fully clear left side because Mermaids is nice, but I hate that TFC room. So that's I don't want to do that room if I can avoid it. And a lot of times you don't have the key.
But these runners have the key.
They do?
So they can check the TFC room. Papa's gonna get eaten by some gators here. Minh actually Minh needs to open up a lot of boxes because he's looking for a good weapon and some armor for his fighter. poppadux, on the other hand, he doesn't need a weapon. He's got a black belt. You're going to level him to 42. It's going to be one punch man. Whatever he hits is going to explode anyway. And I mean, like I said, you can buy gold bracelets. You can buy pro rims. So if you take a black belt, you can reduce your chest checks by at least 80 to 75 to 80%.
Yeah, and well, Canuck, you and I have been doing a fair bit of debate on this whole party comp topic, but I just want to say, looks like the ghosts, either they're hitting hard or maybe they have death touch, because they just killed two
Nah,
characters
ghosts,
pretty easily.
ghosts always hit like trucks. Always.
But they got sleep touch and they're hitting hard.
And they're on
Nice.
steroids. That doesn't help. So we know ice is bad. And we know sea is going to be bad.
And yeah, well, the way things are going, probably Sky's going to be bad too. I mean, we do have those mages with Nuke up there. And as you said before, in Earth, we've got something else with Nuke in there too.
Images, so you're not safe from nuke no matter where you go. They are Dengwu if they don't have nuke. And that's something else if Papa does his grind in ordeals. Those mages can show up in ordeals as well.
Yeah, so Dangwu making some points, pointing out that the Light Axe +1 is usable for endgame, and I agree with that. It's also nice to have for its harm casts, can be helpful against the ghosts and undead with Nuke. But yeah, I mean, Light Axe +1, that's still not the greatest.
Well, if you get the bonk and the defense sword, I mean, you're pretty much set no matter what weapon you have. As long as the fiends aren't throwing nuclears out like they're going out of style, you can pretty much buff it up.
Yeah, that does mean that you are obligated to clear all the locations, though, which is something that with these flags you can often avoid doing if you get what you need early enough. And that's another reason why I like that black ball comp. I know we haven't really had a chance to talk too much about this, but I like being able to not have to check all the key item incentive locations.
Yeah, like I'm keeping a poll between black belt and fighter seeds. I want to see how many, like what percentage will win more. Because to me, if you got a black belt, I find it makes Topher secondary. Topher is not even in the back of your mind, because you don't really care how rough it is, because you're just going to explode everything in one punch anyway.
Yeah, no, it's probably a good strategy. Just find some way to come up with, a system for it. Getting checks now, Min finds some opal armor. That's going to be useful for the fighter if we promote. We do have the tail, although Min does not have it. So
well, Min's not promote. He doesn't have a choice.
You're saying that because we want access to that better fighter gear?
Yeah, you almost have to. Unless you come across a Mazza plus a Mazza anything. Then I can see you not class changing. But in order to use the Vorpal, in order to use the X-Cal, in order to use the defense, you have to be class changed.
Yeah, well, Vorpal already rolled down. X-Cal already rolled down. I mean, in a lot of cases, it really does come down to can you find that weapon? And we haven't yet, except for the Light Axe, which we can already swing.
Yeah, and the Ice Sword rolled down, so that's not good. That's usually a pretty viable backup weapon going in as well. There's an Atheist +3. That's going to help your fighter immensely right there.
Yeah, that and the opal armor is starting to make me think about wanting that promotion.
Well, yeah, you'd almost have to, but it looks like we're going left side for the item.
Yep, so Earthwing Angel, I believe, had called left side, so it looks like that's going to be the right call today. We'll see how deep it is. A couple of spike tiles on left side as well that may be helpful to get some levels before taking out Kraken. We do have access to Brack, though, so shouldn't have too much trouble with the squid.
Now, Papa is in ordeals. Now, when he sees that eye tile, his eyes are going to grow to be about 10 times as large as they are now. And the second he sees glare, he's going to get blinded by a sharp stick in the eye.
Yeah, and look at this. We got the rod. Talk about a whammy. It is required to beat the game, but you don't want to see that right now, because what that means is that we have got floater or... Well, yeah, because we're in go mode now. So we could do this boat percent, or we could dig out the floater from Sky.
Hey, ice is still on the table, remember?
You're right. It is, but we have no need to go in there anymore.
Well, if the floater's there. The
Right,
bomb could be there.
Min has enough. Min has everything. Min can beat the game now.
Yeah, but Min can be... Sure, Min's got all the key items. But he's got no bonk. He's got no white shirt. He's got no good weapon. how are you going to get through Topher? Like, you still have to check key item locations. With a fighter, you need that bonk. It's almost critical unless you get a sword that rolls +4 or +5.
Yeah, good points. And chat pointing out that this is a BBC. I mean, you couldn't say it any better than that. It's a BB build per set seed.
They're all BBCs. The only way it's not a BBC is if you don't find a grind. That is the only way a black belt becomes a disability to you. Because if you can't find the grind, you can't level them up, then you got nobody else to hit anything with. Now, poppadux is so happy, I can just imagine him jumping up and screaming in his chair right now, and now he's disappointed.
Yeah, seeing that glare changes the calculation.
I love it. The only spell he's got's fire, and they got anti-fire. That's great.
Yeah, like how often does that come into play, right?
That is amazing. I love that. Looks like Minh is heading towards Earth. Maybe he's thinking about taking out Lich at this point.
Yeah, it does seem to be making a line, and this is what I would do. Like, you made good points when you said that Minh doesn't really have the means to beat the game yet, but it does make sense to recognize that you're in go mode, I think, and start lighting orbs that you can light at least. You'll get some experience, you'll get some of the seed behind you, and you'll sort of start to get some headroom in terms of thinking, okay, what
and
am I doing?
Rub and dazzle! Nah, this ain't the grind. This is in hold. Hello! And fire too! If you have ribbons and ice too, holy lord!
Well, all poppadux really needs is a pro ring to survive those death attacks. Dazzle is annoying though. So is slow. I mean, it's just got so in hold. It's just got so. And Trance, as I'm saying these things, it's got far too many skills.
And you gotta fight 3 of them at a time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't grind on this because, I mean, right now your black belt's only like level 120, not even level 20. Right now, he does not have a lot of magic defense. So I think a rub or anything like that would hit your black belt rather easily right now. And mummies with gaze. Nice.
Yeah, well, the rub shouldn't be an issue if we've got a pro ring, but yeah, everything else we do have to be worried about. And poppadux here, in danger of potentially losing a grind.
Well, if the worms were runnable, he should be okay unless they first strike him and they hit and take him down. But yeah, even with a ribbon, I'd still be scared to try that eye tile because a ribbon's not going to protect you from the stun, right?
Oh, good point. The trance also might go through.
So it's not 100. I wouldn't say it's a viable grind. It's one of those things that's like, it's the best grind in the game, and you're just not going to be able to use it this time. I like Minh checking these chests because he has warp, so it's only a small check out of the way.
Yeah, no, and I was starting to say that earlier. Light orbs and check easy boxes. It's really a good strategy. Could pay dividends for Minh.
No, you don't fight the worms at this level. You run. And now you're dead. Now you gotta go back in. So now you found the two of the 3 or 4 best grind tiles in the game, I guess, if you count the Sarias and the Agamas. And neither of them are viable for your black belt right now. What are you thinking?
I'm ticked off, but I'm moving on. I mean, there's still things we haven't seen. We haven't seen the Topher tile. We haven't seen some of the ones in C. There's still options out there. Even just playing the game, going to Sky, and beating some regular encounters can get you up to that point where you can start to look at those eyes and take them on.
Yeah. And this is the point where the fighter, the black belt, kind of loses out to the fighter.
Yeah, except, where's our weapon?
Okay, well, he got first strike here, so he should be able to get these ones down, because they won't be able to anti-fire them. But, I mean, you can't take more than one fight. Like, they're weak, mind you. They got less than 160 experience, but... Oh, he's going for it again. I like his moxie.
Yeah, I think it's basically just do or die time at this point. Poppadux is hoping to get lucky, get on the good side of the leveling with his black belt, and just somehow make it through. I agree with that play at 45 minutes. You need something to pull ahead.
And Min made very short work of Lich, so Min's already got his first orb lit at the 45-minute mark. Yeah, see, it is scary with the full party. So even if you get the black belt up to 20 or 21, you might be able to grind on those worms that are next, depending how beefy they roll. So looks like Min is heading for where? Well, Min hasn't seen ice yet, so he might be attempting ice at this point.
Or volcano could still be like worms. I think he's doing this with both.
Yeah, he might be. Which isn't a bad idea. I mean, if you don't have to go places you don't want to go, you don't go.
Yeah, and there's a lot of boxes. There's trap tiles in volcano. I don't think we've seen the agama tiles yet. So, could be a good play.
Yeah, and Papa's getting some good turn order here, but I mean, all it's going to take is that. There goes your black belt. You got life 2. Oh, he's out of life 2 charges. He's got 1 life 2 charge left on that red mage. If Twink goes down, it's going to be bad. And he's got no way to attack this eye either, and I don't know how much damage has been done.
Oh, this is painful to watch. The mages are trying to box down this eye, and it's for all the marbles.
Looks like he's going to try to get out of there. Yeah, he gets out. He only had 1 life 2 charge left, so if Twink had went down.
Yeah, picking up his loot, not using that life 2 charge. Gonna try and get through the worms with the black belt still down.
Yeah, he's just gonna run. He's trying to get out of here. He knows the 2 trap tiles are here, but he knows he can't do anything with them at this point in time. So now this is the point where you do your sea and your sky, and you walk and grind it. Then you come back here with your black belt about 24, 25, and your mages. Then you shouldn't have a problem making your grind work. Oh, poor Min. He's in Ice Cave.
Yeah, about to get the bad news about how tricky it is. You have been calling for the vanilla floater, and you may be right, but we've got to see it first.
Yeah, exactly. And images are really, really good in here. They show up a lot on the first couple of floors. Meanwhile, Papa heading for C.
Minh getting a nice hero run here. Gonna do the warp trick. We know there's nothing in these boxes.
We know these are only mucks, so this isn't too bad. So I think I called the bottom row in the middle.
That's right, I remember that.
Here's your 3rd nuke. You might as well have all the nukes. Oh, glare. Well, that's not really that good either. Did we see what the item was in C? The rod, right away. Oh, here we go. Ah, here we
Here's
go.
our nuke images, and they just lead off with it. Somehow surviving the fight, but don't go left unless you've got warp charges.
Yeah, you might want to warp and take the other tile first. Yeah, it looks like those images really like to cast that nuke too. They're not scared of it. It's almost like it's the first thing they want to do.
Well, Cyrannus did say first skill on Medusa script, and I don't know how it works well enough to know. But, yeah, I mean, either way, they're at that trap tile. That is a huge troll that the seed has just got sitting there waiting for these runners.
He still hasn't seen the mages yet either, so...
Yeah, and they're on this floor.
Taking out Fist. That's another enemy I hate, the lobsters. These enemies have not been pretty this seed so far.
No, they really haven't. It's been awful in terms of enemy skills. Let's take a look at these 6 chests.
Nope. Oh, these are the rates. He might be okay. I don't think they had anything bad. I got excited for a second when I seen the ghost spread.
Yeah, so Dangwu was saying that the Medusa script is one that you see on 3 different enemies. So we've only seen you so far on 2 different enemies. There's one more out there that has it.
Didn't check the middle boxes, unless I missed it.
No, you're right. You skipped right over it.
Oh,
Finds the item.
Same room, different item.
Far. Yeah.
Yeah, he's getting out of here. He's not. He's not having nothing to do with this place.
Yeah, I can't blame
Well,
him.
Papa is trying to bracken the crack in here. So Fist hit for 1, and then Kraken hit him for 297 times the damage.
Yeah, Brack dropping though, as it is wont to do. And Poppadux lights up an orb. They're tied at 1.
So Min's gonna go check this crystal. I wonder if this is gonna lead to the floater or not. Because, I mean, Min really wants that floater. Because he wants the class change. Like, in order to use any of the good weapons and armor he's picked up, he's got a class change. So in reality, he needs the floater. I'd like to see the white shirt here at Matoya.
Yeah, my guess is that that's what it is. We haven't seen the slab yet either.
So it's either going to be the slab, the bonk, or the white shirt, or the floater. It's the only 4 things we have left. Come on, bonk. Slab. Well, now.
That's floater locked, so we now know that the floater must be in sky.
Yeah, the floater is probably gonna lead to the bottle, or no, we got the bottle already. So the floater's gotta be in sky now. Sky floater.
Yeah, that's a really interesting decision. If you've already got everything else, and you've already had the chance to knock down all the other fiends, do you hunt for the tail just so that you can promote? If you're Min, you're probably thinking about it, right?
Well, if you're Min, you just go about your regular business. You come down here, you get rid of Carrie. Then you work your way north. You save Sky for the very last and get the airship. Because, I mean, there's no sense going there, getting the airship, and having to go back. So if the airship's in Sky, that's going to be a one-tripper. Unless he were to go to Sky right now, and then he can fly everywhere. But since he was in Ice, Volcano was only a step away. You might as well finish it and go. Because if you know it's in Sky, and you've had the Chime in the cube a while, you gotta hope your opponent didn't go to Sky. Oh, and look, there's the Dragon Armor. Now Min definitely wants to promote. Dragon Armor and Atheist Shield? Ooh, bombing on the player.
Yeah, and Min double backed for that. Took a look at that chest, walked away, realized what it was, walked back and ran past the trap tile again just so that they could get the Dragon Armor. Yeah, Min is definitely thinking about promoting.
Well, he has to. He doesn't have a choice. He's got Rune 5. That's enough to get you through Topher. So right now, he's got his weapons and his armor for Topher. He doesn't have a ribbon yet. Maybe he's hoping to come across one. That's the only stopping point.
Dengwu asking in chat if we know what the bonuses were for the fighter and thief. We did go over those briefly before we started streaming, and I don't recall either of them being particularly, groundbreaking. And maybe the thief had level 1 white spells, and the fighter had plus 20 agility or something like this. I
think the thief had somebody had plus 40 agility. I don't know if it was the thief or the fighter. But Melee Wizard, our good old tracker, will have the information for us, keeping us on our toes every step of the way. We'd like to thank him for jumping in to track this race. Oh, fighter has BB vitality, so fighter's gonna have a whole lot of hit points. Yeah, so the blurs just weren't that good on either one. Yeah, 40 agility on the black belt with you. Papa's gonna check these chests. This would not be a bad grind for your low-level black belt.
Yeah, it's something. I'm bothered by the fact that Minh didn't give us a look at the Agama tiles. I wanted to know what those were. And I think it would have potentially been good for Minh, who is still at middle level.
Yeah, but Minh is in the mindset that Minh doesn't really need to grind. If he does a walking grind through sea and through air with a fighter, he's probably going to have enough levels to get by what he wants to get by. And going through sky, he's going to come across the floater, and then he's probably going to easily turn in his bottle in the slab to get his white shirt and his bonk, and then he's set to go. So I could definitely see Minh not having to grind here. Because if you got a fighter with a +5 sword, dragon armor, Aegis shield, you get him a bonk, you can do Topher at level 26.
Yeah, good point. You've definitely got good defense. Poppadux having a little trouble knocking the keys down, but I think this is what he wants. He's losing his mages, and eventually will just be punching with his black belt. This could work.
Yeah, I think he's hoping to Pete's Frost will get rid of his red mages for him. Ooh, and Carrie took the fighter down on Minh's side, so now this is where it gets interesting, because I don't think he put a sword on anything else.
Yeah, you've got to be careful with Carrie in these flags. It's easy to just come in here and think that it's going to be a free fight. Not necessarily the case, especially if you don't have Nuke or Fade.
Well, his thief is swinging something. You can take down Carrie with a silver knife. I've seen it done somewhere before.
Yeah, stun touch, unfortunately, writing the story of this battle, but Minh gamely jumping right back in there and figuring at this point, we're almost to an hour, we need that orb.
Yeah, I think right now, as it stands, I think both of our runners are kind of in a panic mode at the moment. Like, you don't notice it, but they're both kind of like, okay, no floater yet, I've had some wipes, I've had some trouble here and there. Has my opponent gotten through cleaner than me? Then maybe I feel behind, so you might see some risks starting to be taken at this point in the game. If they don't keep their cool about them.
Yeah, well, I'd argue that they both already have. I mean, we saw Poppadux try and get levels on those eyes, and Minh now attempting carry for the second time without really a lot to go on. So, yeah, I mean, that is something that you do when it's almost an hour in and you don't know how well your opponent is doing. If this isn't bingo, we can't see any tiles. We don't know where they're at.
Papa takes a bad wipe on those peds.
I would like to see an Agama tile check, though, here, and I would also like to see the Red Dragon tile check because of those low levels. But taking another shot at carry does make sense, because it can happen, and then you're done. You can just keep moving on.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't think Minh really cares about a grind tile, because he's going to do his walking grind of sea and sky. And carry goes right for the fighter immediately again. Sorry, yes, we had dinos, and I
didn't see the second one.
The other two. So that light axe is putting in some work, though.
Yes, as is the level 1 Invis 2. That's actually a really useful spell to get 2 shots of on that thief.
I don't know, I think he's looking pretty good now. I think he's going to get through this. Carry's not going to hit his fighter very hard anymore. Down goes Lich.
Okay, and Min showing us that courage can pay off. Going in for a second shot at carry and coming out with a W. So, gonna move on now. Definitely in the position to do everything without getting the floater, but going back for that dragon armor does make it look like Min is going to want to try and loot Sky. There's also the chance that there's a good weapon. Remember, we haven't seen the Mass Mutant yet.
Yeah, exactly. And it looks like Papa's dipping back into ice. He knows the dangers that are in here, but he knows he's got to start getting checks done. He's failed a few grind attempts now, so he knows he's got to be behind. And did the Airbones have Death Touch? Or did they just severely crit that fighter?
I think they have glare, is what's going on with their airbones.
Oh god, ice sucks. Oh, I don't think Papa's seen this yet. Oh, I think Papa has seen this. But mages usually roll low on the HP scale, so if you can get a few fire 3s off, you're usually pretty good against them.
Yep, and Crabcake's asking where the cube was, and I'm just checking now. The cube, I can't recall offhand where we saw the cube. Must have been early on.
I think they had the cube fairly early, so I think Sarda or Summers around Sarda had it.
So Min, sailing down to Sky, has done a lot of sailing to sea. Both of them have. And now we're going to see how long it takes to find something useful in Sky. How many boxes does Min end up opening? Let's keep track. Get your guesses out in chat. How many boxes does Min open in Sky? Could be all of them. Could be some of them. Could be 11. Could be 15. We're going to keep track and find out exactly how many. Solario Rex coming in with 4. I think we're going to see the first 2 floors. Even if Min finds the item, we're going to see the first 2 floors for sure.
Yeah, Min's looking for that floater hardcore, but he's also going to try to get rid of Tiamat while he's here.
Okay, so on the first floor, we've got a few chests here. As poppadux picks up the crystal in Ice Cave, gonna go find out that Matoya is holding on to that slab.
Oh, if he doesn't meet any more mages on the way out. Yep, Frost Dragons have Nuke too!
There's the third enemy with Nuke, and it's one in Ice Cave. That's gotta feel bad.
That sucks. Ice Cave with 3 nukes. And Papa's just sitting there contemplating life right now.
Yeah, is still running in the race room.
Yeah, Topher's gonna be bad too.
There's a ribbon. Opal shield we don't need. So there's 8 boxes open so far.
Yeah, so Papa's going back into ice because he doesn't know that crystal's going to lead to nothing. Like, well, it might not. Well, the crystal is going to lead to nothing. We know that. That slab's not going to lead to much. But...
yeah, well, I mean, maybe it's the power gauntlet, so it could be something useful. But in terms of getting progression, you need the floater to get it. So Min is further along in that front, and we're going to get a look at greater than or less than right now. Okay, so by my count, we're up to 18. Hunting Sky is the worst, especially when it lands in the spider floor. So we will get a look at another spike tile that we haven't seen right here, just before the Q blocking Sky.
Yeah, Papa's looking for an easier grind here.
Yeah, not going to find it. He's going to find nuke images, though.
Well, these trap tiles haven't been checked, so we'll have to see.
Oh, good point. We've got the two on this floor we haven't seen.
Because he knows he can't do the eyes and the worms. He can do the eyes when his black belt is higher in his magic defense. Same with the worms. But he needs something just to get himself there. Meanwhile, Minh clearing out Sky. Still haven't seen a really good sword yet.
No, so far the best pickup has been that ribbon on the first floor. There's defense sword.
Defense sword, that'll help. It's one of those items that if you have that in combination with a bonk, you can actually solo Topher with a fighter.
Yeah, although, you know, keeping on with the theme of this seed, it rolled down so you can't use it as a... can't swing it.
Yeah, but it's good for the defensive properties. And if your fiends are punchy, I mean, all you gotta do is put up defenses and power bonk and you're pretty much set to go.
Yeah, you can do it with an iron staff at that point.
But Minh going through the spider room now, still looking for that floater.
Okay, so by my count, that's 19 we're up to.
Now, this is the worst room right here because there's hardly any boxes and you gotta go to 6 different rooms.
Yeah, this is the one that most runners dread, and Minh is doing a good thing here. Just skipping past it and getting the checks done in the next floor up first. It's a real smart play because the chest density is better on this floor. There it is.
So now, I would say Minh is probably... maybe he's done checking boxes. Oh, he's getting out of here with it.
Yeah, he probably just wants to make sure he keeps the floater.
I mean, I think I'd go through Tiamat. He's got the levels for Tiamat.
I would too, especially because you know where the ribbon and floater are. So you're not really losing too much if you have to come back. But yeah, Minh is actually not even going to attempt Tiamat. It's going to do the promotion first, it looks like.
Yeah, he's going to get the airship, the promotion, then he's going to put on all the good stuff, and then probably just go down to Fiends. He's only got 2 left, so... I would say with a walking grind through Sea and Sky, I don't even think you'd have to grind. You'd probably be ready for Topher as soon as he's done. And I mean, the bottle's a quick check. You're going to check for spells anyway, so you might as well check the bottle while you're there. Hope it's the power bonk, and then you're all set with the defense sword.
Yeah, good point, gearing up. So, okay, well, if you're in chat, and if you had guessed 21 boxes in Sky, you win the prize. The prize, of course, being bragging rights, that you figured it out. As Minh is done checking boxes in there, at least for now.
Yeah, I think if Minh feels comfortable enough with the sword he's got at +5, I don't think you're going to see him check too many more boxes. The only sticking point is he doesn't have a ribbon.
He does have 1 ribbon, he found in Sky.
Oh, does he have a ribbon?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, he might check the Cardi Isles. Maybe hope for something out of there, because that's a pretty quick check. And you're up there anyway promoting, so why not just check the boxes?
Oh yeah, I'd be tempted at least to check the island that has the most. It's 6 or 7 chests in it. Now, chat's pointing out some, Gloomchew is pointing out in chat a couple of interesting strategic things going on. If we promote, we can get life 2 on the knights, and the ninjas would also get fast and temper. And those are really key spells to have. One thing that you do have to be careful about, though, is that when you promote, you don't get your spell charges right away. So you're going to have to take some levels after promotion, which is more time spent. And so the question is going to be, how useful are those spells going to really be? Is it going to be worth that extra time spent grinding? And if you get the tail early enough, you get the floater early enough, sometimes it's a no-brainer. But in a situation like this, I'd be a little bit leery of promoting to get spell charges.
It's hard to say. Like, I mean, I have a feeling Minh is just gonna, like I said, just do a walking grind of Sea and Sky, and then he's gonna go into Topher with whatever levels he has. Which would be my line of reasoning right now. But I don't know what Papa's gonna do here. Papa's going through Volcano, so he's gonna check those Volcano tiles like you want. Ugh, Sorcerers, that could be bad.
Yeah, it could be, but it's also a pretty good mid-level source of experience if they don't have anything nasty, which they seem to not. The Sun Sword, also rolling down, all the way to -5. I can't believe these weapons.
At this point, you gotta go with your best weapon, and it's definitely not the X-Cal -5.
Well, you know what the funny thing is? Your best weapon is the Katana -3, which the Black Mage can swing. Are we gonna see some Black Samurai search shots?
This is just horrid for weapons. Horrid for a grind spot and horrid for weapons.
I want to see some fasted and tempered Black Mages. That's what I want to see. I don't think I will, but that's what I want.
Looks like Cardia's not really giving him anything good.
Thalfon in chat making some points about promotion with respect to the Black Belt and asking the question, do the seats have vanilla Black Belt Master MDF growth? And the answer is yes, they do. So for poppadux, you don't want to promote early because you'll lose that +4 MDF per level. You have to pretty much wait or just not promote at all, which is often what's going to happen when you've got a Black Belt because, well, when you've got a Black Belt and it's high enough level, you don't really need anything else.
Well, there's some flame armor, but I don't know. Can someone use knight armor? Oh, he's got a thief. That's good for the thief. But I mean, if that he's got a the katana rolled -3 too, though, so that's not gonna make the thief very good. I think I'd almost go look for a cat claw somewhere and hope a cat claw rolled plus and throw that on your thief at this point in time.
100% Canuck. I couldn't agree with you more. This is something that I haven't been doing and I've been meaning to incorporate in my bot practice. Check the weapon shops because you might get a cat claw +5 and that might be your best weapon.
It's definitely possible and it might actually pull you through because I mean if you get a thief up high enough he can hit pretty good.
Well yeah, or the fighter can also swing the cat claw, can it?
No, I believe only the ninja and the black wizard, I think, are the only two that can swing a cat claw.
Ah, okay. Yeah, the Hamilton streaming in chat saying he always thought the cat claw was Black Wizard only. Fun fact about the ninja can use every weapon except the Excalibur.
Also, the knight and red wizard can also wield the cat claw. Okay, I did not know that. I thought it was just limited to the black mage and the thief.
Yeah, that's I thought the knight could wield it because I've actually used it on the knight in situations like this where you're just like, I can't believe there's no weapons. Sometimes it's your best bet. And Wizard Staff. Thank you, Melee Wizard. I knew there was another one, and I knew the chat would correct me. The ninja can use every weapon. I'm going to say that again. The ninja can use every weapon in the game except for the Excalibur and the Wizard Staff.
Alright, so Papa's out of volcano. 2 orbs lit. Earth and air to go. He's got everything he needs. Oh, he doesn't got the cube yet. Now, a sentry tile is not bad either for a grind if they roll low, because they're kind of hard to hit, and they hit fairly decent.
Yeah, Min is doing a whole lot of nothing in terms of damage. He's got sleep. Yeah, it is interesting that the Black Wizard has the Cat Claw. I think the application, as far as the vanilla game goes, or how it was supposed to go, is that there is the Saber spell, which is only a self-cast. So there's that really niche situation in which you're supposed to be able to have the Cat Claw and use Saber. Of course, in the vanilla game, Saber doesn't actually work, but that's a whole other kettle of fish. So Min, going for damage strats this time around on Kraken. Not going to bother with the Brax.
Well, there's no sense. I mean, you got the fighter swing and you got them fast. Always going with Brack after all.
Yeah, get a couple of buffs out and then switch makes sense.
Kraken's having none of
that.
that.
Now without a fight.
Looks like I think Papa's about to get his cube, because I do believe Sarda had the cube. And Min's got his 3rd Fiend down.
Yeah, damage strat's coming through. So Min taking the orb lead. Has only Sky left to do. They both got to get through Sky.
And Sky is where the walking grind comes in. But now, both these players know what the mages have. And they're up in Sky. I think Topher's going to be fun, especially where you can hit all these frost dragons on the first couple of floors.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Hey, a sandwich. Now, it's funny no one's looked off the power cycle. I've noticed runners do that here, because there's 4 different zones here in the desert, where you can get 4 different encounters. So if you get a blue dragon, a blue dino off the power cycle somewhere, that's a pretty decent grind as well.
Yeah, that's some advanced strats. I have to confess that I haven't worked that into my game just yet, because I'm not 100% on exactly where all the encounter zones are. But yeah, I'm vaguely aware that somewhere around the Sky entrance, there's an intersection of 4 of them.
It's the same for Crescent Lake as well. There's 4 around Crescent Lake too.
Okay, yeah, today I learned. I thought it was just 1.
No, I think Dang would do it. That's how I know.
So you can look for Peds in 4 different places around Crescent, is what you're telling me?
You certainly can.
Very interesting.
Crabcakes is saying yep. If Crabcake says yep, you know it's got to be true, because she is a former tournament winner.
Yeah, we've actually got a lot of, big names here in chat, so shout out to the community showing up and watching this odd race between these 2 runners. It's a real throwdown. This tournament's going to be fun. And
Well,
it's my personal favorite enemy, the rock ball.
I gave you a compliment, Crab, but if you missed it, you missed it. Well, I guess you can get your Bless RNGs out if you want to see the big shiny metal chicken. I know tomorrow's race. So Papa's going to get rid of Lich easy enough. So, what do you think Papa's going to do about this grind? Do you think he's going to head back to Ordeals?
Well, I haven't seen where his black belt is. 366.
I think it's just in the 20s. I think he's just reached the 20s. 20, 21 maybe.
You could do it. I think that at that point you might be one-shotting the eyes. And if that's the case, just power through the paralyzation and get a few levels and get up high enough to pick the worms the rest of the way. It's doable.
2 fighters, that's good experience too. That's kind of tasty.
Yeah, the thing I don't like about the Ordeals grind is how inaccessible it is. It might be good to check Topher first. We still haven't seen that, and it could be something like the Bomb Dragons and Wiz Vamps that would work.
Well, I mean, you're an hour 21 in. You've got 2 orbs left, or on Min's side you got 1 orb left. Are you looking at that screen waiting for that dot done to come in right now? Is that going to influence some of your later game decisions going into Topher, say?
It certainly can, Canuck. And this is only going to be my second tournament that I've run in, my first being the Duckling Derby. In my experience from the Duckling Derby, I play better when I just turn the race from off. I don't even look at it. I just run my own game and I dot done when I dot done.
No, that's a good way to look at it for sure. Me, I kind of like the pressure of knowing that dot done is going to come in.
Yeah, and the other thing about this is that you can often use, especially when you're running against multiple other runners, it can be good information, because if you see people dot dunning really early, then you kind of know that Topher's not hard. And so there's actually an information advantage that you can get if you can handle the heat and deal with that pressure, but I can't. And in a 1v1, it seems to have less value.
Well, it looks like he's going to take that Katana -3 and that XCal -5 and see what he can pull off here. He's not going to open any more boxes, so those are the weapons he's going down with. They got to do the job for him. I mean, if they hit a Fiend with any kind of absorb, that Katana and that XCal ain't gonna do squat and diddly.
Yeah, and it could happen. I think I'm going by memory here, but it's something like stats are 0.5 to 200%. So you could see a lot of absorb, a lot of evade come out.
So if you roll a high chaos with high absorb, could be a rough fight. But we got a Bane to go on Tiamat. Tiamat's been smoking too much.
Yeah, the poison smoke, we were talking about it back when they found those Bane swords. Sometimes you use that, and of course you don't want to have to. You prefer Brack or something else, but it makes it work. Has 4 orbs lit, has all of the items, and doesn't necessarily have the levels. Looks like going for a grind somewhere, or maybe just doing some shopping.
Yeah, I think he's just going to finish up his spell shopping, make sure he has what he needs before he goes in. Because he knows Papa hasn't hit the dot done yet, so he knows Papa's probably either in Topher or behind him. Oh, Cure 4 you want it. That's a good pickup.
Yeah, only has 1 shot of it, though.
That's the thing with your mages at lower levels. If any good spells roll high, you kind of got to grind them up a little. That's why I like doing the walking grind everywhere. Because then if you get your mages, I find if you have your mages around 25, 26, you pretty much have the charges of what you need to get the job done. And you normally get that on a walking grind with your mages.
Yeah, I definitely agree with, I know you like to run Fighter Red Black, and with those 3 and these flags, you're pretty much always going to end up with your mid to high 20s, and that is what you're going to need as long as you found a weapon for the fighter. as long as you found all the good spells. I mean, there's always the chance that something essential landed at 8, but usually it's going to work out for you.
Yeah, and if something essential lands in 8, well, you can hopefully get through without it by then. Yeah, Minside's kind of giving us the slideshow here.
Yeah, I'm seeing that too. Might be a bit of an internet connection issue.
Meanwhile, Papa is roaming Sky, looking for his floater. Okay, in the room, out the room.
Okay, so that's where the floater... No,
floater.
There was some more check before. So poppadux could get lucky, but may have just decided to go ahead and finish this with the boat.
Yeah, he may have, and I mean, it's a possibility. But meanwhile, Min is flying around, probably just trying to get himself prepared, wondering if there's stuff he hasn't checked yet, because I know he wants that bottle. So he's going to do the bottle and the slab turn in, and I don't blame him. Because at this point, he knows it's got to be a one and done. If it's not a one and done, he knows he's probably might lose.
Yep, and I just want to shout out quickly right now. This is something I have not noticed before, but we got a real crew in at the sports bar channel of the Discord. There's about 10 different people in there, probably chatting up a storm. Looks like it's a barrel of laughs. Yeah, shout outs to you guys all hanging out in chat.
So I think if this bottle lands the power bonk, you're going to see him go. He's not going to bother checking the slab. And he's already prepared to get the bonk, I think, because he's probably going to drop the gauntlet or something. Yeah. He knows it's the bonk or the white shirt, and there it is.
Yeah, and I agree with this play. With limited weapon selection, having the power bomb is really crucial.
But I think I would go pick up the white shirt anyway. It's only 2 minutes, and it'll give you a second cast of Invis too. Because we all know if Kraken decides to reach out and touch you, he's going to reach out and touch you.
Yeah, I have to admit that's a toss-up. I wouldn't have to like that. I wouldn't like to have to make that decision. Why? Min deciding not to, and there's definitely a case to be made, because it could be that we just end up casting other things with that. We do have multiple fast casters, so we're maybe just hoping to outdamage the fiends.
Anyway, Min is in Topher at the 1 hour, 27 minute mark in about 50 seconds, so watch this grind tile be the Agamas. Oh, nope. Will he validate the seed? And no, he won't. Meanwhile, Papa is climbing Sky. Gonna finish off his Fort Fiend. So really, he's not that far behind. If this Topher is rough for a fighter, Papa has a chance to coming back.
Yeah, well, 100%. Let's not think that this race is over by any means. We do not know what this Topher has in store. Could be a lot of things that could go wrong for me here.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if a Fiend rolls high absorb, I mean, it's just so much can go wrong when you got a fighter that's not really high level and you got bad and yeah, Frost Dragons with Nuke doesn't help.
Yeah, and there they are. Those Frost Dragons, they show up on at least 2 of these floors.
So there we go, and Papa gets the brat right away. So now, Papa has all his orbs lit, and he's doing this floaterless. And he's looking for the grind now, I think. I think he's going to take a chance on check. Ooh, if he finds sandwiches, this could be the grind he's looking for.
Yeah, blue steak and sandwiches back-to-back in the encounter table. That's nice.
So this is the last floor you can see Frost Dragons. Nope, the next floor is the last one you can see Frost Dragons on, so all Min's gonna do is get through this floor. Oh boy. Oh boy. Wow. All that to give Papa the time he needs.
Not as easily.
There's no commentator's curse here. No.
Those Frost Dragons appear to be super common.
Yeah, and they appear to be super trigger happy. And as I say that, he hits two that don't do it.
I think we have to accept that the commentator's curse and anti-curse is real.
So if he gets all sandwiches and T-Rexes here, this is going to be a good grind for Papa. Now it's just a matter of how long is it going to take Mim to get through here. Because once Papa's got his grind done, he's not going to have as much trouble with Topher. And if Min comes across a boss with high absorb, it mightn't be too good for him. But we'll see if he can get through these next couple of floors.
Yeah, and remember, I mean, there's still just the regular encounters on the sea shrine and the air floor, which are going to slow you down. I'm trying to recall that the images were one and the mages were the other, so I don't think we're going to see either of them again.
Oh, nice. And close with damage poison. That's always a good time. Oh, here, I'll make him weak to everything while I'm at it. But here we go now. He's got his black belt ready to go. Oh, those mages are tasty, especially with lots of fire 3 charges. I think if I'm Min, I can't afford to pass that up.
Meanwhile, Poppadux continuing with the Jurassic World strats, taking down all the big monsters and getting that black belt leveled. I have to admit, I think I like Poppadux's position better. There's so much that could go wrong for Min, whereas with Poppadux, it's just a matter of time.
Yeah, I mean, any fiend, like I said, with high absorb is going to give Min a hard time. And I mean, Papa's just going to walk in and just explode most of his stuff, so... Oh, and Lich zapped the fighter.
So that's the kind of thing that can really ruin your day. Fortunately, we've got some other weapons, and Lich doesn't have a lot of HP, so we should be able to get through this. And at least Zap and Tornado will be off the docket.
Yeah, but I mean, Min's already down to Lich is Cure 4. I mean, come on.
That's not good.
And Lich is going to roll back around to that Tornado and that Zap sooner or later. Yeah. So this is not looking good here right now.
No, and I don't like that. I mean, this worked for Min before, so I guess I should, maybe just trust the process here. When Min decided to go back in against Carrie, it worked. So, maybe this is the play. This is competitive speedrunning here. You do have to try this, but it's got to be hard. You know that those frost dragons are everywhere, and you know that Lich is not fun, and you haven't even seen the really difficult bosses yet.
Yeah, well, the only thing, I agree with Sar. Cure 4 is best to see it now, because if you don't want to see that on Chaos if you're swinging for a couple of hundred a pop.
Yeah, that's a good point. There is only one copy of that Cure 4 in the shared boss pool.
But I think if Papa can finish his grind and get into Topher before Min is true carry, I think Papa can win this still. But it depends how high he's going to take his black belt to.
Yeah, if it's you, what are you going to do, Canuck? Are you going to try to go to 42, or are you going to stick with 32?
Well, at this point, I'd be thinking to myself, my opponent's got to be in Topher. There's got to be something going wrong in there. I'm going to 42.
Yeah, I like that. I like that line of reasoning.
You go 42, it's pretty much a one and done. Yes, you could go with 32, but 32 wouldn't, with Lich with Zap, we know right away. I mean, I think I'd go for 42. I don't think I want to take the chances, because there's so much bad in there.
Yeah, I agree with that play, although it looks like Poppadux is done for now. Maybe going to Ordeals.
No, I think he's done. Or, yeah, he's done. He's gonna head in now. And Will Bloodsburst does have a point. 42 is pretty much overkill. But it would guarantee you an easy Topher. And Papa's lost. In the woods. Get your compass! Well, Minstrel Carry. Lich. Anyway. So now it's time to see what the other fiends have in store. And like I said, if Papa gets in before Min gets True Carry, I mean, I think Papa's going to overtake him. See, this is the Black Belt. This is the power of the Black Belt. It makes Topher so trivial. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With the fighter, there's uncertainty. It takes skill to get through. With a Black Belt, it doesn't take skill to cast fast and punch. But that's just me.
Yeah, well, we're about to get a demonstration right now as poppadux enters at 136, well after Min originally got in there, but very likely to make much faster progress, and I would say is in the lead.
Yeah, like Papa's gonna roll through the first couple of fiends. Like, you see Min has the buff up, get everything ready. Papa's just gonna fast and swing. So, I mean, he's got the advantage there already. And, I mean, well, I don't know, Excal doing some work still for a -3. It's gonna be a close finish, unless Min wipes again, then it's over. But I don't know if Papa found the ribbon either, so if Lich comes out with that zap, that could put him in a bad position. Oh, Wizard Hedge with Fire 3 taking out the Black Mage. This seed has just been full of surprises.
Yeah, and Min going potion strats, conserving spell shots, makes sense when you're this deep. Gonna have to get past a lot of fire 3s here, though.
Yeah, if he doesn't end up running, this is dangerously gonna hit his resources. He's only got one shot at Cure 4. So he's gotta save that for a fight. This actually probably would have been a pretty good thief seed, to be quite honest, at this point.
Yeah, and I like the thieves in these flags, but let's take a look at this fight, because Min did not put the fighter on the bottom. That's because of the defense in his 2 casts, I guess, just hoping to keep as many characters alive as possible.
Yeah, Kraken's not going to hit a fire with high absorb and 2 stacks of infins, unless he crits, of course. I don't think I've ever seen Kraken punch that low before. 2 hits, 2 damage? That's weird.
Yeah, and that's the Dragon +4 and the Aegis +3 for you.
Yeah, I think that fighter is north of 70 absorb right now. Looks like the Black Mage is down. So, I guess Min's just going on the offense, but he's not doing much damage. See, this is what's going to give Papa the chance to catch up. The longer these fights take, the quicker Papa's going to get there, because his fiend fights aren't going to take as long. Down goes the Red Mage now. Min has got to get this fight done. Ooh, Hegemon's with Crack. And here we go. Man moding it.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for poppadux. Doesn't need those mages, but also doesn't want to lose them right here on the fire floor.
Well, without Fast, a 32 Black Belt isn't very effective. Without Fast, a 42 Black Belt can carry you. But at 32, a Black Belt's only going to have maybe 5 or 6 shots, so it's going to take a couple of rounds.
Does he have the power bond?
I believe he does, but I believe he's not going to want to waste time. Meanwhile, we got Min, not Tiamat. So, This is gonna be close now. No, Serenus, you gotta man mode it now. You're an hour 40 in, your opponent hasn't hit done. Yeah, you gotta go through. You gotta plow through and hope for the best. Yeah, and I believe he's got the defense, and I believe he's got the bonk, so he should be okay, but he did reset. Meanwhile, Minh is down 2. Tiamat's still standing. Looks like he's trying to piece something together here, patch up his wounded party, but Tiamat's not letting it happen. Oh,
and poppadux really hitting some bad luck just in terms of getting that crack shot from the red giants and taking out all of his red mages with life. That's probably not going to happen again, so poppadux still in the lead here, I would say.
Yeah, like these enemies out here are really bad in Topher. Like, this has been a really rotten seed. Yeah, sorry, I've always called Topher the Great Equalizer, and this is why. Jumped by Frost Dragons. Where's the nuke? There it is. No, Life 2 is down level 5 or 6 Gloom, so fighter can't learn it. I don't know, this is going to be a photo finish, I think. Because Papa's got no ribbons, so his mages are pretty much in danger with any death spell that comes out at this point. These Frost Dragons, nobody wants to see them anymore. Uh-oh, they get the jump on you. This Topher is not playing fair at all.
Poppadux showing respect to Lich 1, healing up. Gonna try and get it down before that zap drops. That's gonna be important.
Well, he needs turn order here, which he did get, so that's big. If Papa gets turn order, he's not going to have a problem with these fiends. This Agama might get him if he can cast crap.
Yeah, we're going to have to make our way past that fight potentially again, so poppadux is hoping not to see it. With the fast casters he's got, should be able to do pretty well. But against the fiends that are going to last potentially 2 punches, like, it's troublesome again.
Well, I mean, at level 32 at fast, most fiends aren't going to last 2 punches. So, I mean, if he makes it here without getting hit by all the fire 3s, which is very possible, I would say Papa's in good position to take this right now.
Okay, gets an amazing run all the way through the water floor. Does reorder the party this time and puts the black belt at the bottom.
I don't think Kraken would take out the black belt with 1 shot anyway at this point in time. Oh, bye, Twink.
Okay, 1 red mage down is fine. Hitting for 500. Probably the next swing is going to be good enough from that black belt.
Bye,
we just lost our other life caster.
So now he's going with fast and a prayer right now.
Kraken, if you've played this game, you know. Kraken has got something in the code. I swear, it just hunts out life casters.
Alright, let's see how Papa takes out Tiamat this time. Fast and a punch, I mean, that's all he's got left. I mean, as long as these fiends don't roll with any nuclears or something. Now he's gonna man mode it again. No fast. I don't know, if Chaos is high absorb, this could be a rough fight. So basically, Papa's options are defense sword, power bonk, and hope Chaos doesn't spit out nuclears and nukes.
Yep, that's the play. Defense 3 times, power bonk 3 times, all day.
Gotta hope Chaos is punchy. And not punchy early. Oh, he's not even bonking or defense, and he's just going for it. I don't like this.
Yeah, me neither. You need that defense.
If you were 42, I'd say I'd give this a try. But at 32, that ain't gonna work.
The only way that I could maybe see that is if you're looking for a crit loop. And if you're doing that, I think you're better off putting the black belt in slot 3.
Yeah, this is
chat reminding us that poppadux didn't get the floaters, so it doesn't have the power bonk, and maybe not, but it does have the defense sword though, I think, right? Because that's the main thing that I would want to see is 3 casts of that right off the jump.
Well, if he doesn't have the bonk, he definitely needs a mage alive to get the chaos. Because, I mean, you're not going to punch chaos without a fast and a power bonk at 32 on a black belt. You're just not going to do it. Yeah.
I'm agreeing with chat saying that it's just luck at this point. Of course, it was just luck that we made it there too, though. So there's that.
He needs... It's all about the turn order now. If he can get good turn order and get his buffs up, he'll be fine. But Papa needs a mage alive at Chaos, because like I said, at 32, you ain't gonna punch Chaos down with a black belt with no faster bonk. There's just no way. He's gonna get you beforehand.
Yeah, and poppadux is down to desperation checks at this point, just hoping to pick up an easy ribbon or something.
Yeah, not having a ribbon is not helping his cause either. See, this is where I don't know if I put my mages up top. Because you know Kraken doesn't hit very hard on your fighter. So why not let him take some of the shots instead of risking your fast casters?
Well, is that 489 the max hit points on the knight? Because if so, I can understand the back row.
Yeah, but with the absorb he's got, even one shot of Invis 2 or Defense Sword, there's no way Kraken's cutting through 500 HP on your fighter. There's just no way. So, to me, when you got a fighter with really high absorb, see, look, 4 hits, 41. When you got a fighter with really high absorb, don't take him out of the top slot. Let Kraken hit him, especially if you got Cure 4. Like, this is what I don't understand why you'd put the fighter in the bottom slot in this situation.
Yeah, you make some good points. So Min is through now with the fighter. We're going to see if it's enough. Does have the defense sword, does have the power bomb. This is definitely doable.
Yeah, because you know Tiamat 2 really rarely hits that hard. Every once in a while he'll do a good shot on you. But the thing is, how much damage is that X-Cal -5 going to do? 2 hits 100 and some. I mean, if Tiamat pulls out a nuke now, you're finished.
Yeah, I'd like to see another defense sword. You want to get that max evade so that all of those physical shots are missed ones.
He can't afford to take the time. Like, he's got to get Tiamat down, because he knows if a nuke comes out, he's toast. He knows it. He knows he doesn't have a chance. He can't afford to waste time putting up defenses right now.
Yeah, well, good points. Speaking of time, poppadux, unfortunately, catching a zap to his 2 red mages at Lich, decides to reset once again.
But he does get through Tiamat, and now we know Chaos was punchy at the start. So you got a defense up and power bonk, and hope Chaos just likes to punch. Here we are, 10 minutes short of the 2-hour mark, and our runners are really taking a beating here in Topher. Oh, and he nuked first round. And Swirl! Well, this ain't fun.
So, someone is going to have to put Math Girl in the Hall of Fame for Trolley Seeds. This is one of the toughest I've seen in a while.
No, this was Danny. I think Danny's on the shelf for the rest of the tournament. I think we hang Danny on the shelf and we say no more. Because, I mean, all these fiends are so dangerous. We know Lich had Zap. We know Carrie has something undead. We know the Agamas have Craft. We know the Wizzahags have Fire 3. We know Frost Dragons have Nuke. We know Kraken hits. We know Tiamat hits. We know Chaos got Nuke and Swirl. I mean, just the hits just keep on coming.
Yeah, they do, and this is where... have we seen the check? I think we have, of that Topher trap tile. I think we must have, because I'm pretty sure poppadux got all the boxes in Topher.
So right now, we're pretty much holding hands. And they made it past the first part, which is getting past the Frost Dragon floors. So now, let's see how this goes for our runners this time. Mudgold's just wiping out the HP of Twink. Now we know Lich does have Zap, so if he first turn zaps, he could easily wipe out all three of these mages without a ribbon.
Yeah, and that's something that has already happened more than once to poppadux. So, you know, and that's why he was checking extra boxes looking for ribbons. He just needs turn order, he just needs RNG here, as we see simultaneous Lich 2 fights.
You know, Lich is going to get an attack here, so he's got to pray Lich just decides to not. Well, Lich didn't play nice, but he missed 2, so he got lucky there. Oh, and the fighter gets taken out. Minh has to reset again. Well, I can honestly say I didn't think I'd be sitting here in an hour and 52 minutes watching 2 runners struggle through Topher.
No, me neither. This has just been awful as we see Crack coming out, but we do get a red mage surviving it, only to get cracked by the second.
I mean, at this point in time, if you're Papa, you almost gotta say, okay, we're going to 42 on this black belt, or 50. That way there, you're almost guaranteed to get through. I mean, I know bow runners are desperate because they're so desperate because they know that they're probably boating Topher, they're having the same struggles, the first one to get lucky wins. So why take luck? Take luck out of the equation. Go grind your black belt.
Oh yes, I agree 100%. Sure, you want to get the seed finished, but if you're poppadux and if you have the black belt, and you know that your opponent hasn't finished, yeah, I mean you're dealing with just get it done.
Because here you're hoping for luck and RNG. That's all you're hoping for. Boat runners are. That's what they're hoping for. And I mean, we could be here till the 2.5 hour mark with the way this has been going.
Hey, we talked about commentator cursing, Canuck. Let's keep that under control.
Alright, here we go again. Boat Fiends on Lich's floor. Lich 2. If Lich 2 decides to play nice this time. Yeah, as long as Papa can make it to Chaos with at least a fighter to give him a fast cast, he should be okay. Especially if he defense swords himself up. But once again, we see how Lich can be pretty much a killer. And everybody that ever called Lich 2 a speed bump, well, you're seeing why sometimes he's not. Plus, in a situation like this, I don't like the way poppadux is doing these fights. He should be blowing all... He should make all 3 casters cast fast and have the black belt punch. You got enough charges, you're gonna last. I don't like the tempers and fast. It should be all fast. Because that's all you need for Gary, is a black belt with a fast. You don't need tempers at this point. Wow. Nobody likes Twink tonight.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it, and I'm wondering if there's even any defensive spells. Like, they actually have wall at level 2, so at this point, if I keep losing people to zaps and cracks and whatnot, I'd almost start thinking, okay, I'm just going to catch 1 fast and maybe walls with the other. Try and get through this fight.
The only good thing about the wall, or the bad thing is, it's not going to help you on Chaos because Swirl and Nuke are non-elemental. So you can throw wall right out the window there. Here we go again with K2. Who is K2 going to reach out and touch? And can he get turn order? Which he didn't, because his black belt went first. There goes the boom. But if he can keep at least 1 mage alive through this fight, and I mean this black belt should finish cracking off here, if he gets a punch off in time. Ooh, Kraken knew it was coming too. It's looking good. He's got all 4 runners alive, heading towards Tiamat 2. So like I said, as long as he can keep 1 fast caster alive, he should be able to get this.
Yeah, so here's where I'd like to see the wall cast.
No, I think if you're Papa, you gotta go all tempers and fast. You have to get it out before they get you. Oh, and Lich has Tornado. Huh, that's cute. Yeah, I think once this black belt gets to swing off, it's going to be the end. Oh, maybe not. But I think Papa's in good shape now. He's going to have all 4 mages alive. This swing from the black belt should finish off Tiamat. Yeah, I can't see Chaos stopping him with all his mages alive. Although that Nuke and the Swirl could make short work of all of his mages in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, chat's been calling for that. And
but as long as he gets a fast off, I can't see the black belt going down.
Well, that's the hope, right? Try to get the fast off before they go down, because they're going to go down.
Oh yeah, these mages are slated for death. They know it's coming. Just a matter of when, and how painful it's going to be. Meanwhile, Minh making another attempt at her. He's not giving up. I gotta give him credit. I think I would have rage quit by now. Something tells me.
Okay, well, we've got Chaos on the screen again. poppadux going for tempers, and there we do see a wall being cast on the black belt, so he hasn't forgot about it, and that's a pretty smart play, but unfortunately, Chaos hit him pretty hard. So the wall goes up, and the fast drops.
Like, he should be putting up that defense sword. I mean, I know he's going all speed and power here, and I don't blame him, but now Fist is in nuke range. A high nuke can take out Fist at this point. Not anymore, but...
Yeah, I have to think that poppadux has either forgotten about the defense sword, or maybe doesn't have it. I'm not 100% sure that they both picked it up.
15 hits, 1100, yeah. Chaos ain't long for this world. I think we have a winner right here. Winner, winner, chicken dinner! Get your GGs out in chat for poppadux. And that, my friends, is the power of the black belt.
Yeah, well, wow. Talk about a top seed. Coming in just under 2 hours. poppadux getting it done. win in this round against Min and picking up a win in his pod for the spring tournament.
I guarantee you, black belts will win over fighters probably 85 to 90% of the time in this flag set. But this was one heck of a seed, and if I was these runners, I'd be pretty. I think I'd want to take a breather and maybe, pound back a brewski or two at this point.
Yep. We'll have to see what kind of state of mind that poppadux is in. We're just getting that coordinated now to have poppadux come in for a post race interview.
Looks like Min's gonna give it another shot. I like this, not giving up. Props. I wouldn't still be going through this mess, that's for sure.
And poppadux is now in the waiting room, so is there a way for us to invite him down?
I might be able to grab him one second.
And we are joined in the booth by poppadux, our winner, and what a grueling race it was. As you can see, Min is on the screen. poppadux, how are you feeling about that seed?
Man, after that ice cave, am I coming through?
You are. Your volume is a bit low, but we can hear you.
After that ice cave, that forfeit button was looking very good. And
yeah, ice cave with nuke. What was it? Nuke images and nuke frost dragons.
Yes.
And mages. All 3 casts of nuke were in ice cave.
Yes.
So, if I recall
and
correctly,
then I turned out I didn't even need the ice cave.
Yeah, didn't you leave the first time you went in and go somewhere else?
I left the first time. I wiped 3 times. I left and then came back about 10 levels later and still wiped twice before I got through it. Found the crystal and never even turned the crystal in.
Yeah, the crystal turned into the slab, which turned into the power bonk, but for that you would have needed the floater, which you never got.
Which I never got.
So at what point did you make the decision that you were just going to gun it and go %?
When I reached the hour-and-a-half mark and I figured Min had to be close to being done, I just had to YOLO it.
Yeah, it worked out for you. Min actually got into Topher long before you did, and just really struggled. Your grind, your dinosaur grind that you took, ended up being the difference maker, but it was no cakewalk for you either. I think the biggest challenge that you ran into was getting your red mages zapped and cracked away by those feats.
Yeah, I never found a ribbon to protect them. I considered going back out and looking for one, but I was just like, if I can get one through each fight, then I'm okay.
Yeah, we saw you go around and take a little tour of the token boxes there, just hoping for a ribbon. The only one that we saw all season long, Min did find one in, I think it was the 2nd floor of Sky, plus or minus.
Yeah, at that point, I think I had found everything I needed to just go, and I skipped all the boxes in Sky.
Well, you walked into the room on Sky 2, and then you walked out right away.
Yeah, I started to go, and then I changed my mind.
I mean, you were already there. You probably should have at least taken a look.
Which room are you referring to? I don't even remember that.
Sky 2, I believe you're the one that walked in and walked out.
It's the greater than or less than room, one with the 2 kind of like the rows of chests pointing towards each other.
Yeah, okay, well, I don't even remember doing that, but...
Hey, well, whatever you did, it worked. poppadux, you did come away with the W, and we were saying to each other, it's been a while since either of us have seen this stuff difficult.
It was not an easy one. Not a fun one.
Yeah, and the thing is, Min hasn't found a good weapon. Like, the X-Cal was -5, Katana's -3, Vorpal's -2, and we haven't seen a Massa. He's running with Katana -3 and an X-Cal -5.
Right.
See, that's where the black belt is so has such advantages. Like I'm predicting a black belt versus fighter. You're going to see a 90% win rate for a black belt.
I always go back and forth between the two. I figure you save time opening chests with a black belt, but you risk not running into a ribbon like I did. But then you lose that time with your grind because you have to grind a little bit higher.
Did you ever think about leaving and maybe taking your black belt grind a little bit higher?
I did, but I figured this late in the game, if I had seen Minh finish, I was just gonna give up on it. So I figured I'd just keep trying. Like I said, I figured if I could get one red mage through each fight, then I was good to go.
Yeah, well, Minh's not giving up, but he's run into these frost dragons and he couldn't run away, and his black mage is down.
Those evil frost dragons.
Oh my god, this seed was evil. Aga must have been cracked. That must have been nice to see.
Yeah. And the eyes with all kinds of instant death spells. I thought that was my first bit of good luck running into the 3-eye pack and ordeals. So I killed off my whole party, and then they start. But I never saw any of the instant death spells while they were alive. I killed my party off, and then he starts throwing out stones and instant deaths.
Yeah, those eyes had everything. They had fire too. They had ice too. They had glare. Like they were hacking, stuns, sleeps. Like, oh.
Yeah, I thought that was my first bit of good luck, and then that happened. So.
Then you went to the next one, and you seen the worms at the throne. What were you thinking?
Yeah. I thought I could take the worms actually, and I think 2 of them crit me, and then that was it. So I just had to run back in and grab what I needed and get out.
Nope, not a very fun seed for sure, and I salute you for actually getting through it.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Because I probably would have rage quit about 45 minutes ago.
I almost did it 20 minutes in. I didn't even know where to go at that point. I was thinking about an early C. I stopped in Elfland twice thinking I had enough money to buy the Oxy Ale, and didn't either time. Finally, I just said, forget it, I'm grabbing the Oxy Ale and going. And that ended up paying off.
Yeah, the seed really didn't have anything to point you in a certain direction, really.
No, it didn't.
Like, normally your key items can kind of lead you around. You kind of know, okay, if I got the herb here, this will probably turn into the crown, but the key items were just all over the place in this seed.
Yes, they were.
And we had Minh here, taking on Lich 2. Oh, Lich comes out with Zap and gets the Black Mage. But the Fighter and Thief are still alive. That White Mage that Red Mage just crit for 112? Oh, Agama's with Crack show up. There goes the Thief. And nope, White Mage and Fighter are still alive.
Oh, those Agamas.
Yeah, a lot of enemies, I gotta say, I don't think I've ever seen the 3 nuke scripts in one seed before, especially just in one dungeon.
Yeah, one dungeon. One dungeon that I didn't even need to do and turned out.
Well, it looks like Minh isn't ready to give up just yet.
Nope. This is his run right here.
Yeah, get your bless RNGs out in chat for Minh. Showing a lot of perseverance here and taking this Topher by the horns.
Well, quite honestly, you come this far, you kind of want to finish it.
Yeah.
With everything you've been through, you kind of want the satisfaction of seeing that big guy crumble. Yeah, but all in all, I mean, you're 1-0 in your pod. I don't know who else is in your pod actually, but I probably
Gregory Puff and I can't remember who else.
Well, it's like I was saying earlier, I mean, there's no freebies in this tournament. Everybody is capable of anything, so to say you were a free match is wrong in this tournament.
St. Von Jester, yes, that's the other one.
Those Frost Dragons really, really are rough, too.
Yes, they are.
And they have a high chance to strike first. So, I'm not sure in the rulebook, have we got a clock on this after one guy finishes?
Not that I'm aware of. What I was gonna get into just while we have a second here is talking about the structure of the pods. So we have a situation where all of the entrants have been placed into a pod of 4, and all of those players are going to have to play each other one time. And if you get 2 wins, you're going to be through to the round of 64. If you get, well, three wins, obviously, you're also going to get through. If you get no wins, you do not advance. And if you get 1 win, you go into another pool of other runners who have also won 1, and that's what's going to determine whether or not you go through to the round of 64. Does it sound like I got that right, Canuck?
It does, but there is a chance that some 0 and 3s might get in, depending on how many 1 and 2s there are and how it all works out. So, 0 and 3, you're not mathematically eliminated, but you're as close as it can get. Hey, there's no free matches, man. You make the big brain play against a good player, and you get the right item, you can take him down. Never say never, bud.
Well, I've already exceeded my expectations for the tournament.
Man, Lit's just wiping out the red mage and the black mage. I mean, Min's missing a weapon. I mean, he's swinging 2 negative X. Like, that's the only issue I see here with Min. Because he's got the defense, he's got the bonk. I mean, these fiends are horrible. Oh, and there's Agamas.
Yeah, not having access to life is also really difficult for Min, because anything that falls is down for good.
I was going to show up the Mind Will, and then I was going to check level 1 spells, and there was no nuke. I just forfeit. Alright, Min giving this another shot at carry now. He's fasting that ninja and that fighter. But that ninja's not swinging very hard with that katana -3. I mean, he's swinging for 4 hits on a fast with that X-Cal. I mean, that's just not going to cut the mustard in this place. I'm wondering if Min's got any other swords at all.
It may have access to the light axe +1.
That would probably be better at this point.
I'm pretty sure he was swinging that earlier.
The only thing with axes is their hit rates are pretty low. Like, they got good attack, but their hit rate is lower than swords, so they're gonna miss a lot too. But here we go against Kraken 2. Everybody alive. Put up some defenses. Oh, it looks like the ninja can use white spells. That's not bad.
Yeah, the thief had level 1 white spell, so we'll have 2 shots of that in this too.
Well, he's got that fighter pretty... Oh, there. See you later, white mage. Oh, there goes your life spell. I mean, quite honestly, if you look at it, he does have the defense and the power bonk, but we all know that Chaos has nuke and swirl, so... At this point, I really don't see any way for Min to get through this.
Just a Hail Mary, power bomb 3 times and start swinging situation? Or do you defense first? I mean, the spell list is going to come around, like you say.
Well, I mean, can you afford to take the time? You know he's got nuke and swirl. Can you afford to put up defenses?
Yeah, I don't know if you can.
You gotta go all offense. You gotta bonk and fast yourself right away, and he can't fast himself now. And the next gal didn't even hit. Because he's
Yeah.
not fasted.
Tiamat's got some evade.
Yeah, I don't see a way through this for Min, really.
There's always a crit loop.
There is, but you gotta hope he can get into it.
May have one here.
Yeah, but Tiamat's casting that lightning too. That's not what you want to see. Oh boy. There you go. And Tiamat 2's got some nuke, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, I think Min is going to have nightmares of just nuke everywhere after the siege.
Yeah, there's like I said, I honestly don't see a way he can get through. He just doesn't have enough levels and enough weapons. Yeah, so Papa, any thoughts?
Just hoping that I don't have another one like this.
Yeah, this was definitely a bad one. Danny definitely gets the gets a handshake for this one.
Yeah, it's a good initiation.
But just think now, you've been through this. How much worse can it get?
Not much. I've only been playing for a little over 2 weeks now. I've probably run at least a dozen seeds. I haven't had anything close to as bad as this.
Alright, so you ain't seen the worst of it yet.
No. But I can't imagine it gets much worse.
No, this has definitely been one of the tougher seeds I've seen. I've seen some bad ones, but this has got to be top 10. Oh, Black Mage is down again. See if he gets True Lich too, and he does. So what do you think, Rock? You think he's got it this time?
Well, I think the deck's definitely stacked against him. Not having life, it's just making this impossible. It seems committed to not using those wall shots. Actually, doesn't seem to have it. So that's another thing that could come in handy, but we don't have access to that at level 2.
No, and he does have life, but he doesn't have life too, so I don't know if that was Red Mage locked or not. Oh, Carrie's got nuclear too. Very good. Very, very good.
Okay, that makes a difference. I didn't realize that Red Mage had life.
Oh, it doesn't make much of a difference. Because I don't think he got a fast off on that fighter. Oh, maybe he did, actually.
Yeah, life was the only reason I got through it.
Yeah, I saw you casting it.
Well, you have life too, so I'm thinking life 2 was Red Mage locked, so that's why he doesn't have it.
No, I had 2 red mages. It wasn't red mage locked.
Oh, there you go.
He doesn't have a red mage though.
Yeah, he does, I think.
That looks like it might be a Red Mage in slot 3 because it's swinging swords.
Sam is a Red Mage.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, just the sprite's different. It looks like a White Mage sprite from Final Fantasy 3, I think. Or the Sage sprite from Final Fantasy 3. Alright, here we go. Kraken 2. Krakatoa.
Okay, so going into Kraken 2 with all 4 Light Warriors up, we've got them healed up. Let's see what Min does. Going with Invent 2 defense, so we're going to go defense first makes a lot of sense. Fasting both of the offensive light warriors, getting the defense sorted out before that first swing comes. This bodes well for Min.
I also like the fact he didn't move his fighter to the bottom. Because like I said earlier, a fighter with really high absorb and one shot of Invis 2, Kraken, there's no way Kraken's taking him down at one blast. So why risk your mages by putting them up top?
Yeah, good points. So Min continuing to buff is now up to 5 stacks of Invis on the fighter, and I think 2 to 3 bombs plus a fast. That fighter's going to be pretty hard. We switch to offense now, and we see a big hit for 300 damage. It's not a lot, but it'll do the job if we can just get a few more of those off before some nasty spells come our way.
Yeah, see Kraken hit for 1. Right, I mean, there's no reason to fighter with high absorb. There's no reason to hide him in the back row, because Kraken's not going to touch him. But
Okay, Min charging straight into Tiamat without taking time to heal. That might have been a misclick. We get her fast off. Those both went to the ninja, it looks like. This is not very good. We're hitting for 89 damage. It's not very much. The fighter's hitting for 5 hits.
I think he's resigned to giving up here.
Continuing to swing. We've lost our life caster. We're doing damage that could work, but Tiamat's out damaging us. Min goes for the reset, and just checking the race for him now.
Throws in the towel, and I don't blame him one bit.
Yes, race has been finished as Min the mage. Throws in a forfeit. Completely fair. Completely understood. Get your GGs out in chat for Min, who gamely continued to plug away at a really, really tough Topher.
Yeah, this whole seed was rough. Like start to finish, there was nothing good about this seed at all. See if we can get Min in here. He might not want to, and I wouldn't blame him at all. While we're waiting, Rock, you want to give these folks a check of what's coming up in the next couple of days? Because I know we got at least 5 to 8 races coming up, I think, in the next few days. There's lots of action coming up.
Take a quick look. The schedule is something that's definitely evolving, but let's see what's there right now. So tomorrow, well, actually tonight, there may be races in progress right now. I haven't had the chance to go over and check, but we had them scheduled on Speed Gaming 1, Goat's Pirate versus Demon RHK, and Dangwu looks like might be hosting a pirate cast of the Life Reboot versus Solario Rex channel. So if you're interested, check out those channels and see what it's looking like right now. For the rest of the week, there's races everywhere. I wouldn't have time to go through them all. Notably, though, tomorrow, my co-commentator, the Angry Canuck, is going to be going up against Sar, who I did see in chat earlier, at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and we believe that's going to be on Speed Gaming. So that'll be one to look out for. Basically, for the next couple of weeks, it's going to be Randomizer every day. So if you like this game, you're in for a treat.
Yep, join our... Wow. Might as well let the voice crack a little. Join our Discord. It's been linked in chat by Sar. I mean, even if you'd like, you never played the game, we got a great Duckling program. It's top-notch. Everybody in the Discord is solid. If you got any questions, everybody's quick to jump in to help. They'll help you roll an easy seed. They'll run you through it. Don't think you come in and it's like be scared to talk, because everybody is just motor. They're not all motor mounts like me, of course, but either way, anybody's willing to help. And even you might want to commentate. You might want to track. We can always use volunteers for that. We're always looking for hype people to comm, or you come in, you start tracking, you get to know the game, then maybe you move into comms, and who knows? You might get to like it. So there's lots of opportunities, and if you're interested anyway in this game, I say hop in the Discord and just get started. Just jump in 2 feet into the pool.
Yeah, no, great point, and I couldn't second your, any of that enough. As I'm a new member of the community here myself, and I've been having a great time. So it looks like, I don't see anything from Min, so maybe we're not going to get an interview. Perhaps we should go around the horn here. How about you, poppadux? Your first tournament appearance is under your belt. Any final thoughts before we go to sign off?
Had a great time. I'm loving the community so far. I haven't been a member very long. You guys do a great job making everybody feel included, putting on all these streams for people. I love it here. I really do. Thank you all for that.
Okay, well said, sir. And so from me, Rock Solid 84, in terms of my final thoughts, I just want to say I want to echo Canuck's points about joining the community, and the links are there in chat. If you've got questions, ask us, and we'll be happy to help you out. Canuck, I think we're ready to go. Let's take us home.
All right, well, on behalf of me, the Hangry Canuck, my co-commentator Rock Solid 84, our tracker Melee Wizard, our restreamer Matt Girl, we hope you all have a great night, and remember to head to Speed Gaming because there is another match for Dengmu at Twitch TV. He is also restreaming a match, and just like I said, keep your eyes on the prize and keep going fast.